You are now listening to MrZBlackneffect.
Fair use, fair use. Fair use, fair use.
Men are experiencing what it's like to be a woman, and they can't stand it. What do I mean by that? Let me explain. For decades, women have been... Men are experiencing what it's like to be a woman, and they can't stand it. What do I mean by that? Let me explain. For decades, women have been judged on the way that they look, what they bring to the table, and how they can serve the man. Now that women have access to their own funds, their own housing, their own jobs, it is a different ballgame for these men, and they don't like it. We are finally asking, what do you bring to the table? Because I already have everything I need. Basically, we're judging them on their looks, their finances, and what they bring to the table. So we're flipping the script. And this has brought a resurgence in men whining and being like, I can't find anyone. Male loneliness epidemic. We're doing the same thing you've been doing to us since the beginning of time. You don't like it, do you? Whenever I hear a man, especially on this app, complaining how women are too hard, their standards are too high, that they're gonna die alone, I just laugh because it's like, you guys have been doing that to us forever. And we are finally standing up and saying, what do you actually bring to the table? Because I know already I'm gonna cook for you, I'm gonna clean for you, I'm gonna wipe your booty for you. Okay, so what are you gonna do for me in return? If you're not upgrading my life, on to the next one. A woman has inherent value to a man. A man is more valuable objectively when there is a good-looking woman by his side, when there is a woman by his side of higher social stature than him. It's just a fact. Men will look at that man and immediately he holds more value. So women have come to the front and be like, I know what value I hold. It's inherent. What are you giving me? And these men don't like it. They don't like it at all. Keep doing it though. I love you.
A new study shows that by 2030, an estimated 45% of women aged 25 to 44 will be single and child-free. First of all, I didn't know we needed a study to confirm what most of us already knew. And second of all, ladies, I am so proud of you. Women are fucking tired, exhausted. Men nowadays want the princess treatment, so women are becoming the new men. And don't even with the equal rights, because nothing is equal in this. Nothing is 50-50. It's proven that marriage improves men's lives way more than women's, because women's unpaid labor absorbs the cost. Even in dual income households where both people are working, women still do most of the cooking, cleaning, childcare, planning. Some men might help, but no one's asking for fucking help. Take full responsibility just like she is. Men in marriages get more rest, more focus, more support than he's ever had in his life, while women oftentimes have more work, less rest, and less freedom.
Alrighty. Okay. All right. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. So, a bit of a disclaimer. We will be using profanity heavily. We will be being loud. We will be being obnoxious. We might jab at the ladies. We might make fun of them. We might mock them. We're going to be a bit insulting. Do not let your kids listen to this. This is going to be uncharacteristically Z, right? This is going to be loud, obnoxious, annoying Z. Huh? We're going to be dropping F-bombs, maybe some B words, maybe some H words. Just letting y'all know. If you don't want your girlfriends and your wives to hear this, you don't want your children to hear this, I would suggest you put headphones on or just not listen to the stream. Shout out to the replay gang, right? Fuck what they talking about. Damn, Z, you over here messing up already. Listen, it's about the single men. The single men make the choices. The single men. All of the women hiding behind the technocrats and these limp-wristed ass dudes. It don't matter what you're talking about. Either you're on a man's program or you're not. And if you're not, then go munch on vagina, then don't play with your Rolls toy. Damn, Z, what happened in your life? Nothing, actually. No, Mr. Z's not mad at Miss Z. No, there's not anything crazy. No experience with no woman. Mr. Z just came upon, and I don't know how far back I am. I think I'm a few months behind, about dating fatigue. And it's the same old, same old. That's why Mr. Z played the redhead first. Because of that talk of the inherent value of a woman. Tell us how you really feel. Fuck what you talking about. It's about what the single men are saying. If the single men are saying that you're insufferable, then that's what it is. Dr. Scott Galloway, well, excuse me, Professor Galloway can't break them in. Dr. Richard Reeves can't break them in. Oprah can't break them in. Biden can't break them in. Trump can't break them in. Huh? They cannot break them in. The single men's opinion is what matters, and you're not changing their appetite. Fuck your degree. Oops, god damn. If you are an asshole, if you are insufferable, if you're mean, rude, snarky, sassy, gossipy, it doesn't matter what your degrees say. If you can't land you the top 20, 25% man, the one with the height and the looks and the status and the money, who's still gonna cheat on your ass. Anyway, it don't matter what degree you have. We do not care. You cannot make up for a shit attitude with a degree, dear ladies. The women are running and begging the technocrats to break us for them, to change our appetite, and we not gonna do it. Huh? Relevant says, Z, did you see the Andrew Tate interview? Check my community tab. Huh? So shout out to MTR, mediocre tutorial and reviews. And the women are talking about this dating fatigue thing. Yawn. And all this male loneliness epidemic. The women and the technocrats are talking about the male loneliness epidemic more than the men are. We don't care what you talking about. Either you on our program or stay your ass single and shut the fuck up. Oh, wait a minute. That's the part y'all can't do. Oops, I forgot. You got to convince the world that you're so happy being single by being on the internet every day and telling us how happy you are being single. Goddamn, yeah, that's it. It's so fun. I forgot to put it up. My bad. A little clip, and it's a woman, a black woman, making fun of other women, telling you how happy they are being single. Even the women don't believe y'all. The young women don't believe y'all, and it's a young woman too. Huh? Let me give my disclaimer again, because now we got 50 some odd people here. Let's say it again for the people. We are going to be using heavy profanity. For all of you that are just now getting in, Mr. Z will be using profanity. We are going to be jabbing and making fun. Do not have your girlfriends and your wives listen to this if you do not want them to hear Mr. Z going off. Do not have your kids listening to this. Now that we gave the disclaimer again. Now let's continue. We owe them nothing. The women want to be equal. Let them have every bit of it, and fuck your inherent value. Let the society crash and burn then. If 80% of men are not desirable by women, then let the society crash and burn. Let the top 20% and 80% of women try to hold this up by their damn selves. Let the West crash and burn then. If the masses of women think they're better than their male counterparts, then let it burn. And yeah, men are going to get caught up in that, and women are too. In the worst way. It's that simple. Mr. Z will be embodying the rage of a young Xer, millennial, and Gen Z men. The women don't have to be on our program. Just suffer the consequences and shut the fuck. Oh, wait, I forgot. Once again, y'all can't do it. You got to remind us and convince us. We're not convinced. We're not convinced how happy you are being single and how you would much rather be single than being with these men, and then how much inherent value you have. Fuck your inherent value. Your value is what we say it is. Ooh, god damn. Damn, Z. Well, let me get this right. Who else gonna tell you what your value is? Other women? I mean, if you're lesbian, then yeah, other women could tell you your value. Who's telling? Oh, you yourself? How's that working for you? Shout out to all the women with the decenter men and we don't care about the male gaze. Yeah, about that. How's that working for the masses of y'all? Wait, 45% of y'all are going to be single by 2030. And it's looking like it's closer to 50 and not 45. Ugh. But you're happy being single. Yeah, that's it. So happy you got to come on the internet every day and tell us how happy you are being single. Because we're convinced we're not convinced. Huh? We're not convinced. All you happy being single ass women. Yawn. Now we talking about dating fatigue. Fuck your fatigue. Did you spend any money? Uh-oh. Spoiled, pampered brats in adult women's bodies. Talking about who's fatigued. Pampered brats. Talking about who's fatigued. The most pampered women in human history. Sitting in AC buildings all day talking about who's fatigued. Who's fatigued? You're fatigued? You sold clothes today. That's what you did. You folded a few clothes in the retail job you work at. That's what you did. You typed today. That's what you did. You sat in a cubicle and typed today. I'm not minimizing it. I'm saying fatigued how? That's what you did today. You typed. You went to the water cooler like 5-6 times today. Huh? And you're fatigued? And now you have dating fatigue when the man paid for the date and the man was the one dancing for you, figuratively speaking, trying to impress you, and you're fatigued. What you have to do, drive to the date? Maybe. If he didn't pick you up, maybe. Maybe. Huh? Or you have to put on makeup and do your hair and take a shower. Huh? Dating fatigue. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. No, let me not say no one cares. That's not true. Attempting to appeal to the technocrats, they can't break us. Attempting to appeal to the politicians, they cannot break us. Yeah, Mr. Z's engaged, yes, but technically on paper, until I say I do, technically, Mr. Z is still single. Mr. Z's engaged. We've been in a relationship for years now. With that, I'm technically still single. It's about single men's opinion. Dear women, you can't get around it. Fuck what you talking about. All you know, it chaps their ass that their autonomy runs into a wall called men's opinions. Oh, goddamn. All you know, it drives them crazy. Oh, if only they could break us and change our appetite and what we like to fit whoever the fuck they are. Oh, they run into the wall. See, that decenter men and not caring about the male gaze runs right into the wall. Bow! The majority of men feel like this, and you can't get around it unless you munch it on another woman or being munched on by another woman. Or you're perfectly okay with being single and you really mean it, and like almost none of you really mean it. Huh? You're not going to change our appetite, ladies. We want pepperoni pizza. And tacos. You know, yeah, y'all know what Mr. Z saying. I'm just saying, you know, huh? Yeah, well, you know, tacos. You know what Mr. Z said with the tacos. With that, not hot dogs or sausage, not burgers, not spaghetti, not pasta, huh? Not any type of seafood. We said pepperoni pizza. The women want to come to the table with everything but pepperoni pizza and then convince you this is what you want and this is what will be good for you. Huh? You can't change the men's appetite. Y'all been trying for decades, centuries, decades to change the appetite of the men. How's that working exactly? Huh? How is that working exactly? Dating fatigue. Y'all gonna have loneliness fatigue. Wait a minute, Z. Be honest, ladies. You already got loneliness fatigue. Oh, you think we believe you? You know what's fascinating? You've been on the planet with these people for like 200 and some odd thousand years, and they swear they running some new game. What new game are women running exactly? Huh? Women, it's all dear XY, excuse me, XX chromosome. XY chromosome been here just a, they say women came first. They say that. I'm not talking about the Bible. I'm saying, right? Cool. Y'all were here first. For argument's sake. And clearly the universe or God or whatever you believe in was like, well, if you believe in God, then it would be men first. But okay, fine. The universe said, yeah, about that. See, we can't just have women. This ain't working. There's something wrong about this. The math ain't math in here. Men and women have occupied this planet for some 200, 250,000 years based off of carbon dating and et cetera, et cetera. Women think they run in some new play. They think we believe them. Oh, now that we're not relying on y'all no more, we're perfectly okay with being single. If y'all not gonna go seek therapy, fuck your therapy. You don't actually care about my mental health. Uh-oh. Dear ladies, cut the shit. You don't care about men's mental health. You want the therapist to break us for you, to make us understand your crazy ass ways. Fuck what you talking about. You want the therapist to tell us that everything she does is correct and right, and everything you do is wrong. Don't you understand? You need to stop being a man, except for when she needs you to be a man. We need you to have your manhood on an on and off switch. We need you to understand her when she curses you out for leaving the toilet seat up. We need you to appreciate why she's divorcing your ass for no reason, Tyree's wife. Ex-wife. Oops. And that's all I'm saying, Indigo. Therapy as a cudgel. Mr. Z's not actually anti-therapy. I just know the women don't actually give a fuck about what we talking about. They done turned therapy into a religion. That's how you know it ain't shit. Oops. And shout out to Vince, a real actual person that cares about mental health. And Jeff St. James, all these other people talking shit. The ladies don't care about men's mental health. I can't be with a man if he's never been into therapy. What you really mean is I can't be with a man who hasn't had to lay down on somebody's couch and have that person tell him, hey, by the way, I just want you to appreciate that everything you saying is wrong and everything the women are saying is right. And if she's saying something that's wrong, it's because you're wrong. You initiated. Something wrong with you. Maybe if you fix you, she'll fix her. The men know what y'all are doing. Y'all not doing nothing new or special. Let the society burn then. The women don't want to have kids because they're not in the top 20%. It's top 20% or nothing. Let the society crash and burn then. Huh? Low key, relevant, true too. I partially feel the same way about college. Hey, you know it's bad relevant when even foreign man in a foreign land was like the women are full of shit. Ooh, goddamn, see. Even foreign man was like, look, the women only want these niggas to go to college because, especially for black women, we're talking about black women. Black women complain about black men not going to college because what they're saying is if you would be a man, then I could be a woman. Oops. Even foreign man said, hey, if we telling black men they're men not, then women, black women are women not too. Ooh. Ooh. Black women don't give a fuck about a black man having a college degree. Your average black woman, at least. Yeah, would she like to brag about some status of a degree? Yeah, she would like to brag that you got a degree to a certain extent. Really what it is that institution breaking you. That's why they brag about, oh, look, college-educated men are more likely to be married. It's about the money, dumbass. Huh? And even Anna Kasparian, when she reported on this years ago, 7, 8 years ago, maybe even 9, 7, 8 years ago, speaking about that, American Enterprise Institute did the research. It wasn't college degrees. It was college-educated men with substantial incomes. So even the college degree, when it used to afford us, it's not affording us anymore, especially for black men, including in marriage. Huh? The women need to be honest. Y'all objectify men just as much more than y'all accuse men of objectifying you. Y'all see men as walking ATM machines and overglorified guard dogs. And yes, that includes you women that make pretty good money. I don't need a man for his money. I make my own money. Bitch, we don't believe you. Oops. Shout out to all the rich women. We don't believe. Have you married a man that earns significantly less than you and you know he always gonna earn less than you? You don't have no hopes that he's ever gonna earn what you earn or more. If you can't do it, then shut the hell up. If you can't envision yourself doing that, then we don't believe you, which means we don't believe most of you. Like 95, 90. Okay, ladies, 80%, 85%. What about the women that did do it? We don't believe you either. Ooh, goddamn. The divorce is on its way, lady, and you gonna file. We don't believe even you women that did marry the dude that earned less than you. The divorce, it's on its way, and you gonna be the one to initiate it. Huh? Fuck what them women talking about. We owe them nothing. Y'all are either on our program or deal with life how it is. You out here in the elements. The women keep on running up behind these little limp-wristed ass dudes to get us told. We don't give a fuck what none of these white knight niggas is talking about.
A new study shows that by 2030, an estimated 45% of women aged 25 to 44 will be single and child-free. First of all, I didn't know we needed a study to confirm what most of us already knew. And second of
listen here, lamoid. We don't give a fuck what them women talking about. That's a her problem. Most women can't afford their life. They cannot afford their life. We don't care what they talking about. Average income in America is $64,000. Median income, $43,000. Most women don't earn enough. So 44, 45% of them gonna be single. That's a her problem. And
a new study shows that by 2030, an estimated 45% of women aged 25 to 44 will be single and child-free. First of all, I didn't know we needed a study to confirm what most of us already knew. And second of all, ladies, I am so proud of you. Women are fucking tired, exhausted. Men nowadays want the princess treatment, so women are becoming the new men. And don't even with the...
And we deserve the goddamn princess treatment. Damn, Z, what you talking about, Z? Hey, didn't y'all say equal, bitch? Oh, what happened? Look, I don't know about all of you, but when women go to... These men are sassy. And the problem is, didn't y'all say equal? If you don't believe me, Y'all don't know Mr. Z's coworkers. Ask Mr. Z's coworkers, female coworkers. Uh-oh. What you thought? These men nowadays, they so sassy, and the problem is, oh, you didn't, oh, oh, wait, so you thought with your autonomy and your equality and your equity that men were still supposed to be stoic and die of massive heart attacks by the age of 60. No, they held you to your word. When you said you don't want to have to practice a certain type of gender performance, which you didn't appreciate is when you liberated yourself, you liberated men to not have to practice a certain type of rigid gender performance. In other words, when you're sassy and quick-witted and smug and you run across the man that's even quicker than you and he rip you to shreds, especially in front of other people, oh, I know that'd be killing y'all. That'd be want to jump off a bridge. On the off occasion that you deal with a man that says, you know what, I look like a woman when I debate women or argue with women, especially in public, especially it's not someone attached to me. When you deal with the man that say, oh, you know what, fuck all that, I look like a bitch, I'm gonna get right with her, and he takes your head off, that's a you problem. Oh well. Oh, these men are sassy. Women don't deserve not to have sassy men. Y'all built the society like this, that's a you problem. Fuck what you talking about? Huh? Oh, all these men is sassy. And huh? Y'all need to start telling these ladies, tell the women they don't deserve not to have sassy men. Bitch, go be the jump off of the top 20% men and shut the fuck up. Huh? Hoping one day he'll bless you with a child or get married to you or something. He probably won't. Huh? That dating fatigue, boy, that thing triggers me. If y'all think I sound crazy now, y'all should have heard me 5 or 10 minutes, well, about 10, 15 minutes before I start the stream. I'm listening to MTR, I'm like, what? Huh? Stay your ass single and pay for dick. Shout out to all the 38-year-olds and the 45-year-olds and the 50-year-olds. Stay your ass single. You better have that PlayStation 5 money on deck. You better have that gas money. Stay your ass single at 48 years old and pay for your 30, not even 32, stop it. Your 25-year-old coworker that works in the file room, pay his gas money for him to drive his hoopty to your house when your kids are at their dad's house so he could blow your back out. Uh-oh. Somebody tell Mr. Z that's not what's happening. Not at call centers. We don't really have call centers in America like that no more. But all these little firms, huh? All these little retail stores, the Walmarts and the Targets, huh? What y'all think? Y'all think Miss Claire, 48-year-old Claire, 52-year-old Claire, 52-year-old Claire is getting her back blown out by the 33-year-old single brother, the 28-year-old single brother. Ooh, and sometimes he ain't single. Ooh. Huh? Y'all saw the situation with the young brother that was in what, juvie? Was he in juvie or was he in prison? And he was smashing all them those guards, those correctional officers, a bunch of well-shaped white women. And now that brother is running through he's piping all of them. You think that's not happening in these retail stores, in these firms all across the country? 45, 48, 52, 55-year-old. She's single, she don't need no man. But she get fucked on by some 25-year-old. Shut the hell up. Dating fatigue. Gen Z women, dating fatigue. No, to you 28-year-olds, go juggle the 53-year-old men's balls because the men of your age are not viable enough. They're not mature enough. Huh? They're misogynist and sexist. Then go end up with the blue pill simp Xers. I'm not saying all Xers are blue pill simps. I'm saying for the ones that are. Huh? Dating fatigue. Shut the fuck up. We owe you nothing. The point of this stream is to emphasize, dear ladies, you owe the men nothing. And the men owe you nothing also. You could keep on complaining to the technocrats. Joe Scarborough could keep on wagging his finger. Scott Galloway, Richard Reeves could tell us it's a man's job to overproduce, not for y'all asshole daughters. Fuck them. She better be able to afford her life. Her parents better have left her some good life insurance money. She better get into a job where she get a nice pension or 401k for when she retire. Because if she don't, if she never get married or she don't have no kids to look after her when she old, so be it. And she want equal. That's what equal is. Wait, isn't it the women that like to laugh at the men? Y'all be the ones that be dying alone in the nursing home. Nobody come and see y'all. Well, bitch, guess what? These newfangled women, all of you women under the age of like 45, that's going to be you too. Uh-oh. And we going to test whether y'all really mean it too. All that laughing at the men, all that laughing at the boys. I saw the little throwed off chick talking about we need to essentially delete 90% of men. All that shit sound nice. Huh? I'll be reviewing that in a couple of days also. We don't owe the women nothing. All the women that remember, especially for us, I don't know how many Gen Z have heard this throughout their life, but us millennials and Xers, that was a talking point of how this is how women used to brag about how miserable men are, how horrible they are. Is look at all these men, nobody come and see them at the nursing home. That's because they're so mean, they're so horrible. How horrible do you have to be? Nobody come and see you at the nursing home? Dear ladies, so many of you are not getting married. You have no children. You were an insufferable asshole your entire life. Shout out to all you younger Xers, pretty much all you women under the age of like 50 and 55, we gonna see. Huh? And Panda Man says women owe men. No, Panda Man, there's a reason why I say it, and the reason why I say it how I say it. What I'm saying to the ladies is if you owe men nothing, you have to appreciate men owe you nothing also. And you have to appreciate when I say men owe you nothing, I mean men owe you absolutely nothing. Not holding a door open, not seeing you struggle and help you. Look how many women complain that somebody's harassing them on the train in New York and no man stop and try to assist them. Yeah, we don't owe you that. Appreciate. Mr. Z has 2 female siblings. I have a niece. I have girl cousins. I have women in my life that I care about. I'm engaged. I have women in my life that I care about. But at scale, if the women, white, black, Latina, Asian, and otherwise, are giving men the biggest middle finger, especially all the women that don't end up with the top 20% men. If they're saying they owe men nothing, not being kind, not being courteous, not femininity, none of it. If they insist on being little insufferable assholes, What I am saying is the men also owe you nothing. Mr. Z is doing a whole lot of talking. There's a couple of Gen Z on the internet men doing some talking. Most men are not talking, they're just moving accordingly. And moving accordingly can span the gamut. It can mean passport bros, or it can mean staying at home and being a recluse. Huh? The men owe the women nothing. If women owe men nothing, if women see their relation or lack thereof, their relationship or lack thereof with men as adversarial, then so be it. I always maintain that you cannot maintain a society with these hyper individualist people. These people with this hyper individualistic mindset, you cannot maintain a society like this. Mr. Z has been saying this from the beginning. This is not sustainable, but the women clearly don't give a fuck. And I am about having them bear the full brunt and cost of them not giving a fuck. You don't get to fall on hard times on the back end and then be like, where's the men? Nope, nope, nope. All that in case of emergency, break glass, I need men and all that. Fuck that. If you in your 20s saying how much you don't need men, we gonna make you mean it in your late 40s, in your 50s, and in your 60s. If you 28, 29, 30 years old, with all the bravado in the world, with your chest out, middle finger to men, we gonna make you mean that at 48, 50, 55, 60, 67. I want women to appreciate this. Most men, it's not necessarily that they hold a vendetta against you. I know, shocker. No, they don't. They're moving accordingly. They train themselves and you train them to not be reliant on you emotionally. All the emotional labor we do, the men are hearing you and they're moving accordingly. I'm putting words to it. It's not going to be from a place of anger when we're in our 50s and our 60s. It's going to be the men knowing that they cannot rely on you to shut the fuck up. They cannot rely on you as someone that they can confide in. They cannot rely on you as a softer place to be as opposed to his boys, to the men. Huh? Mr. Z speaking this way. Most men are not speaking this way. They're just moving accordingly. Dear women, you reserve the right to be assholes. And the men reserve the right to respond in kind. Or the men reserve the right to be indifferent. The men reserve the right to be quiet and let you rail on. And then deal with the consequences of your actions and your rhetoric today, tomorrow, in a decade, in 2 decades. Huh? All you women, dear ladies, y'all are super bold. You showing your face, you on the internet, talking about decenter men. That sounds good at 28 years old. 27, 25, 24, 30 and 32. I'm telling you, the men are going to make you mean that, not even because they even remember you, but they could smell you. You are training men. Dear ladies, you are training men. I want you to be clear. You are socializing men to appreciate that most women are little snarky, conniving assholes. Calculated, mean, rude assholes. And she's just waiting for the opportunity to stab you in the back. Dear ladies, it's not Z socializing the young men. It's not my little channel. It's not even Andrew Tate. Look at, okay, fine. Somebody asked me, did I see the clip of Andrew Tate? Yes, I did. What did Andrew Tate tell PBD? These 19-year-olds are saying they need to be millionaires because the women aren't looking at them. It's not Mr. Z. It's you ladies. Huh? Mr. Z is looking at a Boss 302 Mustang right now. Yes, the old school 1970. Yeah, that's a 70. That's not a 69. That's a 70 Boss 302 in orange too, without the spoiler though. Continuing. It's not Mr. Z. Shout out to Charles Faulkner Jr. in the comments right now. It's not Charles Faulkner Jr. It's not, name the content creator, because I don't want to be throwing other brothers' name out there. I don't want you to be caught up in this. It's not any of them. It's not the content creators. It's not the male content creators. It's not the red pill. It's not the black manosphere. It's the women and the girls. Huh? And the name and handle says, showing her face. These women are talking crazy about men showing their face. I want everybody to be clear. An infinitesimal amount of men will ever even consider harming these women. But what will happen is you put your face out there. Appreciate. Men are going to make you mean that today, tomorrow, a decade, 2 decades from now. You don't get to turn around and tell us you had an epiphany. This is not about growth. I want all the women to appreciate. You know you messing up now. You throwing a little temper tantrum now. It's not that you have it's not that you're gonna have an epiphany in 20 years. No, that loneliness is gonna be damn near impossible to keep on pretending like you're okay with in 20 years. That's the difference. Huh? And Compassion says they're gonna say they were just joking, Z. You know that. They weren't. Look, to all you Gen Z brothers, you don't gotta sound like Mr. Z. I'm not saying that. I'm not telling you to take on whatever experiences us millennials and Xers had. Do not take on what we talking about. What I am saying is pay attention to the women your age and how they talking now. Take note. Huh? The ones that are talking crazy about men, the one that see men as nothing but walking wallets and overglorified guard dogs, the ones that see men as nothing but a tool to be utilized and then broken afterward, take note of the women who talk like that, who act like that. Take note of who they date. Take note of the ones that got a little sneaky link at work. She okay with being the side chick? Huh? She the little workplace jump off. She got more bodies than a cemetery in college. Whether she get a degree or not, doesn't matter. Take note of them. It's not just youthful indiscretion. That 9.9 times out of 10 will carry out throughout her whole life. You mess around and try to dust her off in 10 years when y'all in y'all mid-30s and see what happened to you. Y'all ain't gonna make it 5 years. She gonna get that baby or two from you and then destroy your life, or at least attempt to. If you don't believe me, ask the Xers, ask the boomers. Huh? So to all the Gen Z listening to me, you don't have to be antagonistic to the women. I would actually suggest you don't do that. You don't have to be combative. You don't have to be aggressive. I actually would suggest you don't do that. Just take note. Take note of when you pass them by, what you see them watching on their phone. Take note of the conversations they're having amongst themselves about men, famous men, everyday men, rich men, light skin, dark skin, white, black, Latino. Take note of how they talk about relationships and money, status, what a man's supposed to do, who he's supposed to be, whether she's in that black girl in luxury type crap, all the way to swirler type crap, all the way to the matriarchal and gynocratic type stuff. Listen carefully. Take note. Huh? Y'all find those type of women in their mid and late 20s. Y'all turn around and try to wife them, and they break you. Yo, we owe the women nothing. They're talking this dating fatigue thing. We owe them nothing. You know, Mr. Z wants to go back to school, and Mr. Z's ideal world, right? I would be able to go back to school and maybe even go to law school. Mr. Z's not anti-education. Shout out to all you white collar brothers. I'm not anti-white collar. I know I sound like that sometimes. It's not that. I'm emphasizing something here. The ladies don't actually give a fuck about none of that. They don't care about men. And that's okay. That's okay. The women are now seeing men as superfluous. Most men are just here. They're invisible. Right? And that's okay. But there's a consequence to that. We owe the women nothing. When I speak about college and university or white collar, what I'm saying to the ladies is we don't owe them being that for them. If the ladies are out here on blowhorns, no pun, telling you how, and y'all gives you a second. And we're back. My apologies, everyone. What I'm emphasizing when I speak about these things is to say to the ladies, you're running speaking, if you're running around America on a blowhorn, on a microphone, no pun, saying how much you advocate for other women to decenter men. You don't care about the male gaze, Gaze gaze. There's nothing wrong with that. But the men will move accordingly. I'm saying that if you speak that way, the men don't owe you. Huh? We owe you nothing. We don't owe you being on this level. Whatever level you're talking about, we don't owe you that.
Men are experiencing what it's like to be a woman, and they can't stand it. What do I mean by that? Let me explain. For decades, women have been judged on the way that they look, what they bring to the table, and how they can serve the man. Now that women have access to their own funds, their own housing, their own jobs, it is a different ballgame for these men, and they don't like it. We are finally asking, what do you bring to the table? Because I already have everything I need. Basically, we're judging them on their looks, their finances, and what they bring to the table. So we're flipping the script. And this has brought a resurgence in men whining and being like, I can't find anyone. Male loneliness epidemic. We're doing the same.
I can't find anyone. No, the women are saying I can't find anyone. All the car confessionals are women. Where are all the men in their car in the front seat crying about being single? And where's the men? And that's the women saying that. Where are the men saying, where's the women? I went to speeding, and I didn't see any women. And I went to speeding, and it was only like 4 women, and it was like 20 guys. Where is that happening? It's not. It's not happening. Okay, look, shout out to all the white women. Look, Mr. Z and other black men are used to full fat, no pun, even though it's right there. We're used to full fat, undiluted sass from black women. This little elementary shit y'all doing, this little elementary school reverse psychology shit, it's a joke. Huh? Shout out to all the white women and the Asian women, not so much the Latina women, because they be out there too, especially Caribbean Latina women. You ain't seen nothing yet. Huh? But white women, shout out to you white men. This is what y'all think is real. Y'all wouldn't know what to do with a black woman. No wonder y'all be deleting them sometimes. Ooh, goddamn Z. Oops, sorry. Anyway, this is a joke. This is elementary school level attempt at reverse psychology. The men can't stand it. Somebody pack her lunch. Continuing.
Men are experiencing what it's like to be a woman, and they can't stand it. What do I mean by that? Let me explain. For decades, women have been judged on the way that they look, what they bring to the table, and how they can serve the man. Now that women have access to their own funds, their own housing, their own jobs, it is a different ballgame for these men, and they don't like it. We are finally asking, what do you bring to the table? Because I already have everything I need. Basically, we're judging them on their looks, their finances, and what they bring to the table. So we're flipping the script. And this has brought a resurgence in men whining and being like, I can't find anyone. Male loneliness epidemic. We're doing the same thing you've been doing to us since the beginning of time. You don't like it, do you? Whenever I hear a man, especially on this app, complaining how women are too hard, their standards are too high, that they're going to die alone, I just laugh because it's like, you guys have been doing that to us forever. And we are finally standing up and saying, what do you actually bring to the table? Because I know already I'm going to cook for you, I'm going to clean for you, I'm going to wipe your booty for you. Okay, so what are you going to do for me in return? If you're not upgrading my life, on to the next one. A woman has inherent...
Bitch, we don't owe you upgrading your life. Your foremothers fought for equality. We don't owe you that. End up with the top 20%, man, or shut the fuck up. Die in your house with your cat eating your face, lady. God damn, Z. Hey, let me say this again as a disclaimer. I said earlier, for anyone that's just getting here, Mr. Z will be fussing and cussing. So you put your headphones on or you don't listen. You make sure you don't have your kids around. Definitely don't have your lady around. Huh? I'm just saying, y'all have a whole different Z right now. Y'all ain't gonna have this Z again for a little while. Huh? It'll wipe your ass? Shut up. For real, hide your kids, hide your wife. Shout out to Indigo Flow. Huh? Hide your kids, hide your wife. What he say? Let me see how I'm gonna remix it. Because Z over here cursing up everybody right now. Cursing out everybody right now. I'm just saying. And the men don't like it. Shut the fuck up, lady. End up with the top 20% that y'all all want. Or go do y'all Golden Girls thing and shut the fuck up. Nobody cares what y'all talking about. Just talking and talking and talking and low-key complaining, but complaining in a braggadocious way. What the hell? And most women can't afford their life. The most fascinating thing in the world is listening to women brag about how many homes they own and how they're outpacing men. And it just go right back to Mr. Z's quote, the outliers are doing too much talking. You outlier women are doing way too much talking because most of y'all can't afford it. You can't afford your own life. And women are kicking ass and they're doing so well, and all the technocrats are saying that. All the pundits and talking heads are saying that. Meanwhile, average income in America is $64,000. Median income, $43,000. That number is mainly being pulled up by the men. Where are all the kick-ass women? Women identify with Ebony K. Williams talking about she's not going to date a bus driver, when the vast majority of you will be lucky if you had a bus driver take notice of you. Shut the fuck up. Huh? Bitch work at Publix or Winn-Dixie or something, making 19 bucks an hour. Talking about she wouldn't date a bus driver. Bitch, you be lucky if a bus driver urinate on you. Dating fatigue. Shut up. Continue with the weirdo white lady. She's kind of cute though. Continue.
Men are experiencing what it's like to be a woman, and they can't stand it. What do I mean by that? Let me explain. For decades, women have been judged on the way that they look, what they bring to the table, and how they can serve the man. Now that women have access to their own funds, their own housing, their own jobs, it is a different ballgame for these men, and they don't like it. We are finally asking, what do you bring to the table? Because I already have everything I need. Basically, we're judging them on their looks, their finances, and what they bring to the table. So we're flipping the script. And this has brought a resurgence in men whining and being like, I can't find anyone. Male loneliness epidemic. We're doing the same thing you've been doing to us since the beginning of time. You don't like it, do you? Whenever I hear a man, especially on this app, complaining how women are too hard, their standards are too high, that they're going to die alone, I just laugh because it's like, you guys have been doing that to us forever. And we are finally standing up and saying, what do you actually bring to the table? Because I know already I'm going to cook for you, I'm going to clean for you, I'm going to wipe your booty for you. Okay, so...
Dear ladies, if you want Mr. Z to get super real and ugly with it, you're finally standing up to who? I'm going to be careful what I'm saying, anime. Ooh, goddamn. If y'all got it, y'all got it. You standing up to who exactly? How? By having Joe Scarborough or Scott Galloway or Richard Reeves wag their finger at us? Oh, you go duck off on your favorite content creator on Instagram or on TikTok or on YouTube to talk shit about men, and that's you standing up? Huh? Now that we're finally standing up, shut the fuck up. Huh? Shut the fuck up. Outliers are doing way too much talking. Black women get evicted left and right. Huh? Winter is here. I know y'all saw what the Canadian president said. Huh? Pretty much said the age of American empire is over. Us middle powers got to figure it out so that America and China and Russia don't go around bullying us. It's the end of history. Democratic liberalism failed. What they meant is the way white people do it around the world failed. Oops. Huh? Yeah, it's going to be a whole different world as that US dollar loses more and more of its power. And yes, it's going to hurt the men. Yes, of course. There are men in America too. Of course it's going to hurt the men. It's going to devastate the women though. All you single women, I hope you mean it. Hope you can afford it for your sake. Continuing.
Men are experiencing what it's like to be a woman, and they can't stand it. What do I mean by that? Let me explain. For decades, women have been judged on the way that they look, what they bring to the table, and how they can serve the man. Now that women have access to their own funds, their own housing, their own jobs, it is a different ballgame for these men, and they don't like it. We are finally asking, what do you bring to the table? Because I already have everything I need. Basically, we're judging them on their looks, their finances, and what they bring to the table. So we're flipping the script. And this has brought a resurgence in men whining and being like, I can't find anyone. Male loneliness epidemic. We're doing the same thing you've been doing to us since the beginning of time. You don't like it, do you? Whenever I hear a man, especially on this app, complaining how women are too hard, their standards are too high, that they're going to die alone, I just laugh because it's like, you guys have been doing that to us forever. And we are finally standing up and saying, what do you actually bring to the table? Because I know already I'm going to cook for you, I'm going to clean for you, I'm going to wipe your booty for you. Okay, so what are you going to do for me in return? If you're not upgrading my life, on to the next one. A woman has inherent value to a man.
And there we go. This is what she really, all that shit that she said before that meant nothing. There it goes. What are you doing for me? Because I have inherent value. Fuck your inherent value. You have the value we say you have. The hell you talking about? And I want to be clear, this kind of goes both ways. Oops. Unless you are perfectly okay with being a hermit or you're same-sex loving. Women could big you up all day, every day, no pun. Unless you want to end up with another woman sexually, it don't matter what the fuck she talking about. Your friend, ooh, girl, I see you in that dress, girl. Ooh, you kicking ass, girl. Ooh, you know we all that, girl. Ooh, you know we perfect, girl. Look at us in the mirror, girl. Your friends could do that all day. When you go to that club or that bar, it means nothing if the men don't confirm. Through looks, through attention, through somebody approaching you. And you know how we know? Because y'all get on the internet and complain when y'all leave the club and bar and not a single man said nothing to your ass. Your homegirl was just bigging you up when y'all were getting ready, though. Shut the fuck up. All that facade comes compassion. You could cover this part. All of that facade comes crashing down again. Like I said, shout out to Compassionate. The facade comes crashing down. And when I say club or bar, I'm saying society in general. All the tacit, unwritten agreement that women have with each other, that we're always gonna big each other up. We're always gonna say we're all 10s, we're all 9s and 10s, we're all perfect. It comes crashing down when we're at the bar, when we're at the club, when we're at third spaces, when we're out here in society. And the truly physically attractive women are the ones that men are approaching. Your friend who's a bit hefty, who has resting bitch face, who's not pleasant. Y'all told her that she was a 10 just like you. Then you wonder why when y'all get in the car and y'all driving home, she mad quiet. She's holding back tears. That's why she quiet. Y'all lied to her and told her she's a 10 just like you. But then when y'all left the bar, she's all quiet. Yeah, because she realized she's not. Wait a minute, Z. Wait a minute. She already knew she wasn't. She had it confirmed. Ooh, goddamn. But our facade come crashing down. We're all beautiful in our own way. Yeah, kind of, sort of, not really, though. All of you know when the super bad chick walk in, because all the men's eyes go right to that door. As she's walking through the bar, all the men's eyes. Y'all catch us. And her homegirl, the one that holds the coats, y'all see that nobody paid attention to her anyway. We all know this. Human beings are human beings. We can stop lying now. And KMS says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. KMS says, bitches ain't shit. Look, I would argue that human beings ain't shit and we are shit at the same time. We just been lying to women for decades about their ain't shitnism. Z over here making up words. When I say we, I don't mean us in the Black manosphere. I mean Western civilization, especially the West, concerning uplifting women and female empowerment. And we've been lying to women this whole time about how great they are. I expect that redhead white lady to sound the way she does. First of all, she's a white woman. Secondly, she's a young-ish-er. Look like she's under the age of 40, definitely. White woman. I expect her to sound the way she does. They sound fucking insane and delusional. I can finally say it. I've been wanting to say this for the longest. Fuck nuts. Not fucking nuts. Fuck nuts. Once again, Mr. Z will be using profanity. Huh? Men and women ain't shit and are shit. We just been lying to women for decades about how they ain't shit. And now they truly believe that their farts don't stink. It's it smells like daisies and cinnamon. Shout out to Uncle Ruckus. As if they truly are infallible, especially in relationship to men. And what you have to appreciate about young millennials and Gen Z is through action, not even through words. They're just leaving the women out there. I want everyone to understand all these videos that women are saying and recording themselves and speaking about how great they are and how they don't need no man. That's them throwing temper tantrums. I just want you to know. That's the women throwing temper tantrums. All that what she said, I come with it here, but I want you to appreciate what this white lady is doing right now is the same thing Lisa Leslie did. Big Les, that I am the table when she started barking. I did a good job imitating her. God damn, I didn't even mean to do it like that. Great job, Z. When she lost it a little bit, you saw the look on Kelly Clarkson's face. She's like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, she lost it for a minute. She lost it. Just like that clip I played of Real Talk with Yeti, I don't give a fuck. And nobody gonna make me give a fuck. She lost it for a little bit. Yeah. That's them throwing temper tantrums, everyone. When you see them lose it like that, that's the temper tantrum.
That's not fair. That is not fair! That is not fair!
Huh? That's what they're doing. So don't let the bravado fool you. She's throwing a temper tantrum. She could have a man. That's not who she really wants. She's throwing a temper tantrum. She could be single, making good money. She's throwing a temper tantrum. Assuming this is her own place, she live on her own. She good financially. The only thing she need now is a man. Oh, wait, she don't need a man. She want a man. Oh, yeah, she don't want a man, but it'll be good to have one. However they frame it, temper tantrum. Play it again, Z.
Men are experiencing what it's like to be a woman, and they can't stand it. What do I mean by that? Let me explain. For decades, women have been judged on the way that they look, what they bring to the table, and how they can serve the man. Now that women have access to their own funds, their own housing, their own jobs, it is a different ballgame for these men, and they don't like it. We are finally asking, what do you bring to the table? Because I already have everything I need. Basically, we're judging them on their looks, their finances, and what they bring to the table. So we're flipping the script. And this has brought a resurgence in men whining and being like, I can't find anyone. Male loneliness epidemic. We're doing the same thing you've been doing to us since the beginning of time. You don't like it, do you? Whenever I hear a man, especially on this app, complaining how women are too hard, their standards are too high, that they're going to die alone, I just laugh because it's like, you guys have been doing that to us forever. And we are finally standing up and saying, what do you actually bring to the table? Because I know already I'm going to cook for you, I'm going to clean for you, I'm going to wipe your booty for you. Okay, so what are you going to do for me in return? If you're not upgrading my life, on to the next one. A woman has inherent value to a man. A man is more valuable objectively when there is a good-looking woman by his side, when there is a woman by his side of higher social stature than him. It's just a fact. Men will look at that man and immediately he holds more value. So women have come to the front and be like, I know what value I hold. It's inherent. What are you giving me? And these men don't like it. They don't like it at all. Keep doing it though. I love you.
That was advertisement at the end. Once she said we have inherent value, so what are you bringing to the table? That's advertisement. It's aggressive advertisement, but it's advertisement. I have value, so you better come with money and good dick and a big house and kiss my ass. Yawn. And Longo says, Z, don't you dare disrespect Lisa Leslie like that. That was Leslie Jones, the alpha booger wolf. Yeah, my bad. Lisa Leslie, that's the sister that defended Kobe from by the way, basketball player defended her from what's her face? Gail King or bum ass. Try to dig for stories. Imagine looking for he was a bad man stories after he dies. Shout out to Snoop, but yeah. Anyway, y'all already know. And KMS says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. KMS says, and they stupid. Look, I don't know if the women are stupid. I think they're assholes. I don't know if they're stupid. They're just petulant children. And they're dealing with the other side of saying, fuck what the men are talking about. If a woman says, I got my heart broken one too many times because of what I wanted. Anyway, I got my heart broken one too many times. Fuck what the men are talking about. Okay, cool. If you scale that and you have a few million women that say that, that's okay. What the women are forced to appreciate, they are forced to deal with this. By the math, they're forced to deal with this. When the men respond in kind, then ladies, that's a you problem. And all you can do is try to alleviate the fallout by earning good money, by living in certain safe neighborhoods, by being highly connected and educated. That's all you can do is mitigate the fallout. If you lose a job, you won't be asked out. You have connections. You have a good savings, right? You know the local tow truck guy by first name basis. I wonder why, but anyway, you know the tow truck guy by first name basis if anything ever happens to your car, right? The mechanic, you know, at first name basis. As a matter of fact, you don't ever really got to worry about something happening to a car because you earn enough to keep on getting a new car every 4 years, 5 years, so you don't have car trouble. Everything in your life got to damn near go perfect. Because the second it's something that would have been better if a man was around, that's your ass. That's the cost. Women are dealing with the cost of them giving the masses of men the middle finger. Women are dealing with the cost of them as a group being insufferable, and then they're throwing temper tantrums about it. Shut the fuck up. I don't need no man. Well, decenter men. Well, the women are dealing with the cost of it and then getting mad at the world. Fuck what you talking about. I don't know about stupid. Petulant children, definitely. And thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And Vince's, break yourself, little nigga. And that's really what the women are trying to do. They keep on running to the institutions and these little weirdo ass white pill dudes to break them in for them and then get mad when it don't work. It was never going to work.
A new study shows that by 2030, an estimated 45% of women aged 25 to 44 will be single and child-free. First of all, I didn't know we needed a study to confirm what most of us already knew. And second of all, ladies, I am so proud of you. Women are fucking tired, exhausted. Men nowadays want the princess treatment, so women are becoming the new men. And don't even with the equal rights, because nothing is equal in this. Nothing is 50-50. It's proven that marriage improves men's lives way more than women's, because women's unpaid labor absorbs the cost. Even in dual income households where both people are working, women still do most of the cooking, cleaning, childcare, planning. Some men might help, but no one's asking for fucking help. Take full responsibility just like she is. Men in marriages get more rest, more focus, more support than he's ever had in his life, while women oftentimes have more work, less rest, and less freedom.
Women think dudes like this are gonna break us. Look, dude, all that inherent value shit, once again, the single men are the ones, the single straight men, sorry, are the ones who decide that. We decide what value the women have. Everybody else is just talking shit and trying to encourage us to accept their asshole daughters. Fuck no. You better leave that bitch some money. To all you parents, your daughter's an asshole. You better make sure you leave her some good life insurance money and you leave her in the house. But that bitch gonna be single. And guess what? When you do pass away, one of these young dudes are gonna be preying on her ass. You better teach her how to spot a scammer. I'm not joking. I'm not trying to be braggadocious or overly sexist or misogynistic. It's the way the math work. Single men are the ones who decide which women have value. The individual single man. All this women have inherent value. Says who? I'm not joking. I'm not trying to do this for clicks and views, and no, that's how the math work. Unless she is lesbian, it don't matter what anybody else say. Single men decide. We got all these weirdo interlopers, the technocrats, LGBTQ men, all of these weirdos. Women have inherent. You gotta do this. You gotta do. Says who? The issue is not enough of you going to college. Not enough of you seeking therapy. We don't have to do none of that. You better teach your daughter how to get real comfortable single. Huh? Homegirl that I reviewed a couple weeks ago. I said it already. She's talking about, we need to stop shaming single mothers, baby mamas. Yeah, y'all better start talking like that. Well, y'all been talking like that. Because your daughters are insufferable. They get pregnant. Dude leaves. Oh, we need to stop shaming single mothers. Yeah, your daughter's a single mother because she's probably an asshole. Ooh, goddamn. Excuse me. We're not even going to speak about the fact that she was out here. But yeah, Vince, the break yourself, little nigga, that's what the women are trying to do. That's what the technocrats are trying to do. Break men's spirit, boil them down to walking walls and overglorified guard dog, subsidize these asshole women because the vast majority of them don't earn enough to support their own life. That's why Dr. Richard Reeves come in with the it's a man's job to overproduce. That's what Steve Harvey comes in and says, it's a man's job to provide and protect. Says who? Huh? You better worry about whether Lori Harvey's going to end up married. Fuck what all these women talking about. Huh? Single men are the ones who decide. Everyone else is just spectating and talking shit from the sidelines. Low key, including Z in maybe the next year or so. Maybe less than that. We'll see. But once I get married, I'm just on the sidelines talking. So technically, because we're not married, me and my lady, on paper, I'm a single man. But the second I say I do, I too will be on the sidelines talking, spectating. The only people opinion that matters about single women is single men. The women keep on running to these people, the technocrats, the social designers, their favorite commentator, their favorite social media star, social critic. None of those people opinion mean shit. None of their talking points mean nothing. None of their one-liners, yeah, they could say some sexist drivel about men and get you all in your feels, and you riding high off of that for a couple days. You share it with your homegirls. That shit don't mean nothing. Huh? So yeah, that break yourself, little nigga. Yeah, that's what the technocrats are trying to get men to accept. That's what your favorite female content creators are trying to get your young men to accept. That's what the women are trying to get the young men to accept. Once again, fuck what they talking about, and we owe them nothing. We owe you nothing. Yawn. And Brooklyn Finances, Shin Okuma Z, President, for President, I approve this message. Look, I just needed to get a good rant out. Shout out to MTR. Links are in the description box. right? And More to Life, links are in the description. Did I get that from More to Life? That second link? I think, or the first link. Yeah. Fuck what the women talking about. Dating fatigue. Dating fatigue. Are there wayward men? Yeah, yes. We over index on the conversation about wayward men, and we minimize the conversation about wayward women. Fuck what they're talking about. Either the women are on our program, fuck your talk about sexism, or they out here to be the sexual plaything for everyone. Other women and definitely men. Married men, oops, single men, white men, black men, Latino men, Asian men, foreign men. Either she's on an individual man's program, or how a medium man say, she great for the group. Huh? So she could do her celibate thing. That's the card you can play, ladies. Those are your cards. You either are on a man's program, or you're not, and you're celibate, or you're same-sex loving. You out here with your rose toy. Huh? Shut the hell up. Dating fatigue. Fuck out of here. And Brooklyn Finance, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And Han House says, women defecting from the social contract. Bad men defecting from the social contract. Unsustainable. Crazy game of social contract chicken. The ladies reneged on their part of the social contract. Okay, fine, ladies. And they're dealing with the consequences of that. That's the kicker. They're dealing with the consequences of reneging from the social contract and acting like it's the men's fault. Social contract chicken, what the women are hoping is that the technocrats will break the men for them. Huh? This is what all that not enough of y'all that are in college talk is about. This is what all that y'all need to go into therapy talk is about. This is what all that the men are consuming too much red pill content and manosphere content and take their mics and all that talk. That's what that's about. Huh? Once a man tell me he listened to Kevin Samuels, I can't talk to him. That's what that's about. Even though I'm not a Trumper, I didn't vote for Donald Trump. All that. Well, if once I hear a man voted for Donald Trump, that's what that's about. Huh? Ladies, we owe you nothing because you owe us nothing. The women are throwing a temper tantrum because the receipt for them telling us how little they owe us, nothing, it came due. And what it said was, oh yeah, we owe you nothing also. So it evens out. And how do the women respond to that?
Fair. That is not fair! That is not fair!
Of course it's not. Huh? Of course it's not. Dear ladies, you owe us nothing. We owe you nothing also, though. You owe us nothing. We owe you nothing also. And Handheld, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And Handhouse says exactly. This assumes the men don't break the technocrats first. Historically bad gamble. There you go. And I want to be clear, like, not your average woman is not even not paying attention to none of this. She just want what she want. Right? Just I want it and I want it now type talk. That's your average woman. They don't know. They don't even know what a technocrat is. I would say they'll be like, what the hell are you talking about? Right? But the Kim Fosters, oh, the Ebony K. Williams, huh? Those women, that's what that's about. Huh? Yeah. Just reading through you guys' comments. Vince's commentator Z. What? But that's what it would be. If once I say I do, I'm no longer a single man. I'm not a single man now, but for technicalities, on paper I am. But I appreciate that. And as a person who soon to be married, at least last time I checked, I appreciate that once I say I do, I give up my opinion holding as much weight. I can still, give my commentary. Mr. Z will still probably have the channel, all that stuff. I'll still speak politics, speak about the women, speak about all of this, all the stuff that Mr. Z does, we'll still do. But the people's opinion that takes precedent about the conversation about men and women concerning the men, the single men. Single men's opinion are the ones that take precedent. And dear women, you can't run around them and try to make the rest of us in society, married men, your preachers, your pastors, your clergy, right? Your social elite, your political elite, your uber wealthy. There's no running around the opinions of the single men and try to get us to break them for you. All the rest of us could just give our commentary. Maybe one of us could do tisk 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 to the men, but that don't mean nothing. That means absolutely nothing. It means nothing. You have to go and address the men, the single men. And somebody sent this to me. I think somebody sent me. Was it a white woman? It was a white woman, and she was speaking about the men should have to do a test to be passport bros because the women in America are good enough. Why are you going over there? Somebody send that to me because I saw it and I lost it. I was looking for it too because I wanted to play it for this stream. I was looking for it, but yeah, I came across, I want to say yesterday, maybe the day before. Yesterday, I want to say, or day before. And I told myself I was going to download it, and I did it, and I lost it. I lost it. It was either on Instagram or on YouTube, clearly. Yeah, I lost it. God damn it. Right. Vince's play-by-play reviews. You hear me? And thank you, Gregory Scotland. And I'm sorry for all the profanity. I know you're used to Dr. Thunder and the profanity. And Mr. Z's pretty good on not using profanity. I use a whole lot of sexual innuendos though. But today I said, yeah, and it's a Friday afternoon. Yeah, we're gonna let the profanity fly. And that's what I've been doing. So yeah, I wanted to bring this commentary. Y'all notice I didn't even clip up MTR's commentary and the rest, and I just like, yeah, whatever I had downloaded, I'm gonna use that as some of the supporting material. But forget what the ladies are talking about if they're not on your program. Once they start talking that equality talk, because they don't mean it. I want to stress this to everyone listening who is not used to listening to Z. The reason why Mr. Z sounds like that is because the women don't mean equal, as evidenced by the redhead, as evidenced by that white dude that looked like he got sugar in his steak. Regardless, they don't mean equal. The second you put equal on their table, they start talking about, well, you should pay disproportionately the money because of her inherent value, and she's going to be working your ass, and who's the emotional labor, right? The second you put equal on women, the second you say, all right, we're going to split the bills 50-50. I'm going to pay this in rent. I'm going to take these light bill or phone bill or etc., and you pay that in rent, and you pay these bills, and it comes up to about $51.49. I'll grace you with the extra 1%. It comes up to $52.48. Once you start doing that with the ladies, they say, absolutely not. I have a value, you don't. Oh, there we go. Huh? There we go. Huh? We're not talking about 70-30. We're not talking about 80-20. We're not talking about 0-100. The second it start creeping to that 60-40, when we 55-45 financial investment in this relationship, the women don't like that. 60-40, the women don't like that. The women don't like investing a third. Huh? 70-30, they might loosen up a little bit. 80-20, okay, maybe you get a bit more cooperation. 90-10, you might as well do 100. Huh? Ladies, we owe you nothing. You owe men nothing. I'm not saying you don't owe men not antagonizing them with all these weirdo YouTube videos and Instagram and TikTok. You owe the men nothing. You owe the men nothing. What I am emphasizing to everyone under the sound of my voice, the men have listened to the ladies. They have listened to the women. The women are saying they owe the men nothing. The women are acting as if they owe the men nothing. Nothing wrong with that. Men have heard women speak. They have heard the young ladies, the underage young ladies speak. And the men are moving accordingly. Everyone's throwing a fit because the men are moving accordingly. Right? And House says, I know this car's a lemon, but buy it anyway. Look, pause for the cause. Pause for the cause, because I'm gonna go off on a tangent, but we still on topic. Every one of us that saw that interview, that conversation between Cameron Killicam, Cameron and his ex, right? That sounded like Nicki Minaj like a motherfucker. But that's essentially what she was saying, Hanhao. I know you told me, and for those of you that don't get it, I might cover it. Probably not. But I'll put the materials in the description box. So shout out to Replay Gang. But that's essentially what she was saying. Cameron told her no. Apparently, homegirl wanted to open up some restaurant or whatever the hell. It wasn't a restaurant. It was a restaurant. It was a event planning thing or whatever the hell she wanted to open up. Something like that. I don't remember. And Cameron, who's been making money for decades, told her this is not a good idea. You saved 100,000, so she saved 100. She either bought or did whatever she had to do with the building. Cameron tells her, I don't think this is a good idea. I think you should save your money. She don't listen. She do what she want to do anyway. She run up against unforeseen bills, things that you're trying to renovate. So a bunch of things are coming at you left and right, and a bunch of things you didn't see coming. Cool. Pause. By the way, she go back to Cam to loan her some $25,000. Cam hit her with loan shark interest rates. She feels slighted about it. So now, years later, they're being interviewed about it. And essentially, Hanhao, that's what she said there in that interview. Now, yeah, she did the whole trying to, get everyone emotionally invested in her side of the story. Excuse me. You never It don't look like you ever believed in me and you looked past me, you all of that talk. And what Cameron and the two other brothers that are interviewing her are trying to get her to understand is this is business. Cameron told you it was a bad idea from the beginning. Cam is admitting to her, yes, I charge you loan shark interest rate. Loan shark interest rate, because that's me telling you I told you this was a bad idea. And as I'm listening to Cameron, I'm thinking to myself, no, your issue with Cameron is that you wanted him to fund your delusion with a smile on his face. You're angry at him. It's not that he didn't believe in you. It's not that he just saw you as a fun toy, and maybe he did. Your real issue with Cameron is that he didn't fund your delusion enthusiastically. He's telling you it's not going to work, right? He's telling you saw your homegirl do that. You think it's going to work out for you the same way. Come to find out the homegirl was lying about certain things also. So that's a whole different part of the conversation. But cool. He's telling you it's not going to work. You're running into the wall that it wasn't going to work the way you thought it was. And then you're angry at Cameron. Now, one of the brothers said something, and because another brother was trying to interrupt her and to get her to clarify something or say something different. And the brother interrupted the other brother saying, and he was like, no, this is blurred lines. And it doesn't look like everybody registered what at least what I heard him say. It's blurred lines because it's business with pleasure mixing. It's not Cameron that has the blurred lines. It's her that have the blurred lines. She's saying to Cameron, essentially, because we're having sex, because we have this little relationship thing going, forget your logic and your business sense. Invest in me financially regardless. And now she's hiding behind that protect, provide word. It's your job to protect and provide if I'm offering you my body. Your issue is not that I'm not providing, protecting. Your issue is I'm not funding your delusion enthusiastically. Go into Hanoi, Handhouse. You got to tell me how to pronounce that, brother, because I think I'm pronouncing it wrong. Handhouse comment. I know this car's a lemon. Buy it anyway. For all of you that Z, where you going with this tangent? Tying Cameron to this and his ex. I know this car is a lemon. Buy it anyway. I know you told me no. I did it anyway. I know now that I'm coming to you, even after you told me no, I'm coming to you for money to help me continue my delusion. Why can't you just fund the delusion with a smile on your face? So hopefully that tangent made sense. Across the board, women are demanding that men subsidize them while getting whatever slop she is thrown on the table. What does Mr. Z mean by that? The women love who they are. They're not changing for no one. As a matter of fact, it's pick-me behavior. To change your behavior for a man. Okay, cool. The women are dealing with the consequences of that because they truly believe that they are morally superior to us. They are on the right side of history. They need not change nothing. The men are the ones who need to change everything, minus your feeling of obligation to protect, provide. The women are incensed that not enough men feel the same way. Not enough boys and men think that there's something wrong with them. Not enough boys and men think that women have an inherent value and men do not. Not that we have two different values, not that men tend to be valued for one thing and women tend to be valued for another thing. Not that we both have inherent value. Sounds too soft. Sounds too nuanced. Sounds too accurate. No, 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 no. Women have an inherent value. Men do not. This needs to be drilled into men's heads. Pause. That women have an inherent value. Men do not. And it's up to men to prove themselves to women by kissing their ass, ingratiating and brown nosing, being simps, overextending themselves for women. Men should be simps, not for their wives, not for their girlfriends, but for random women who wouldn't spit on him if he was on fire. And that house, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And Leon says, thank you for the super chat. Z is smoking me, aka Coco commentator, aka retired pimp, gigolo, player, odd lady slayer. Not old. You said I said odd lady. Sorry, old lady slayer. Odd lady sounds funny. I might want to keep that. I said that by mistake, but that's funny. Odd lady, one of them bad built women. I know Leon was doing it too. That's the quiet part out loud. And he says, old lady slayer. Look, I was single, had girlfriend, and hit before any 250. I'll just say $250 dinner, $250 dinner, not $249.99 dinner. But look, Leon, but it's true. I know, you come up on my panel and BGSs and whatever, but I can see you were married, and well, not were married. You are married, and you accept, like, you just, you're just listening in, and you give your commentary and your take on things. We appreciate that we can only give advice to the single men, particularly the single young men. And even with that, we have to be careful not to jade them because of our own experiences. That's why I said earlier to any young men listening, all you brothers under the age of 30, you have to live your life. Just take note of what the women are saying around your age and move accordingly. That's why I said, don't be antagonistic to them. Don't be mean for the sake of being mean. Don't be an asshole for the sake of being an asshole. And don't get off on it. In other words, don't be a male version of the asshole women. So, once again, Leon saying he's a retired pimp, aka gigolo, player, old lady slayer, which, by the way, I messed it up earlier, and that's what made it not rhyme. It rhymes now. But yeah, no, we're just giving commentary for all of us brothers that are married, been married for years or decades. We're giving our commentary, and we're telling you what it was like when we were dating, right? All of us in long-term monogamous relationships, we're giving you our commentary, and we can see the parallels, because it's not exactly, hey, even if you stopped, you got off the dating train 5, 6, 7 years ago, it's way different. God forbid you got off the dating train a decade ago. You've been married for a decade, or you've been in your long-term relationship for a decade. Now, there are parallels, of course. Things rhyme, of course. But it's a different world for the 29-year-old single man. It's a different world. Then if you're 39, when you were 29, you're married, you got married at 29, 30, 31 years old. The 29-year-old right now, so we have to be mindful of that. With that, we owe the women nothing. The 29-year-old young man doesn't owe the 28, 27, 26-year-old young woman who's watching Shira 7, who's watching Chrissy, who used to watch Paris Milan, who's watching Manifestel. That 29-year-old don't owe that 27-year-old kissing her ass because of whatever she done filled her mind up with, all this weirdo content. Natalie Nunn Bad Girls Club crap. Borderline streetwalker, full on streetwalker, talking weirdo Natalie Nunn. So Leon, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And Gregory Scotland, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you for the super sticker. All right. And Bruce Owen Wayne says, I bet. No rules. Well, let's say that better. All right, bet. Hashtag no rules. Hashtag make you mean it. Look, I am careful. Look, I know well, right now I'm using profanity. I use sexual innuendos. I say these things. When I say make you mean it, as I said earlier, most men are not listening to manosphere and black manosphere content. Definitely not black manosphere content. When I say make you mean it, the men are moving according to how the women are speaking and acting. It may not even be from a place of get back and vengeance. It may not even be retaliatory, if Mr. Z could pronounce it correctly. The men are moving according to the environment that the women helped to create. So when I say make you mean it, yes, if you're an asshole at 27, 28, 29, you never got your mind right, you gonna stay on that type of time all through your 30s, and then you gonna play, get your mind right in your mid-40s. At scale, the men are running into women like that left and right. They're going to make y'all mean that. Claudia Jordan and Vivica A. Fox are Xers. Vivica A. Fox was a chocolate baby doll. She is now 60, talking about looking for a good man at 60. Claudia Jordan had to be, at least for that one time, the most honest about it. I thought I had more time. When I say make you mean it, that's what I'm talking about. Diane Carroll, rest in peace, when she was like, she done been divorced how many times? And yeah, she still kind of threw her exes under the bus. But she said after the last divorce, I had to think about, what did I contribute and all this other. She want to be a little bit more gracious with herself, of course. That's what I mean by make you mean it. It took that last divorce for her to be like, God damn, okay, it can't be the men now. I'd have been divorced too many times. I ain't make it work how many times? Okay, it can't just be all the men. When I say make you mean it, that's what I mean. And are we still gonna get some Eartha Kitt's? Of course you gonna get Eartha Kitt's. Compromise for who? For what? Yeah, with all that bravado, that fake ass grin smile she gave at the end, that was her throwing a temper tantrum, by the way. When y'all say Mr. Z, when y'all hear Mr. Z say temper tantrum, think Eartha Kitt. Compromise for who? For what? And then that fake ass grin smile at the end. That was her trying to put on airs, trying to keep safe face. We don't believe you, lady. Because when you said compromise for who, for what, that was the temper tantrum. Shout out to all the women in the comments. Y'all believed her. Y'all didn't believe her. She gave y'all hope that y'all could keep on doing the same thing well into y'all 60s and 70s and 80s. She gave y'all hope y'all could keep up the facade. The difference is Eartha Kitt was rich and famous. Y'all are extra average women trying to hold on. Huh? As Bruce Wayne says, I bet. And that is generally, I would argue, all the young men, really, all the men under the age of like 50 and 55 years old. That's generally our attitude right now. I bet. Especially the single men. That's generally the attitude. I bet is generally the attitude. And thank you for the super chat, Bruce Wayne. Thank you for the super chat. Huh? And Lion says, panel? No panel today. I might do one tomorrow morning, though. Y'all look out for that. Y'all might get one tomorrow morning. Definitely, probably Sunday. Ooh, wait a minute. Do we have it? I gotta check for that. We'll see. I might try to pull one tomorrow morning. We'll see. If not tomorrow morning, Sunday morning. I'm gonna try to definitely do it before it's Sunday afternoon because we might have something that'll keep me from doing too much of a long stream. So we'll see. And I still gotta do part 2. For those of you, I did stream, what was it, yesterday? Or was it the day before? But I end up having to delete that because background noise and whatever. So that's the first stream I ever deleted. Feels weird. Yeah, so I have to do that stream over, so y'all look out for that. As a matter of fact, that might be the stream I do either tomorrow or Sunday, because I still obviously have the materials, and we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But yeah, I'm lying. No panel today because Mr. Z got things to do. I'm just kind of should be buying some time right now. Excuse me for that. And Otis says, and thank you for the super chat. They created new passport bros daily. It's cheaper to go to another country and you get a better looking, we'll say better looking bitch because Mr. Z been using profanity. Anyway, with less stress. It's up and it's stuck. Look. So I look at passport bros, those who actually do it and those who talk about it and just the idea of it as men exercising their options. And I don't look at it as a one-to-one when black women at least say, exercise your options, lady, expand your options. I do look at it as men getting some culture, traveling, not just for the women, but to see sights, to experience different ways of living, to see different cultures, to have other things to compare America to be introduced to different ideas, different worldview, different culture, different food, different socialization, right? And yes, of course, different women who have been socialized differently, who viewed the dance between men and women differently. Most men will not be passport bros. Not yet anyway, not until we get the super quick technology that allows for you to jump into a tunnel and end up in China in like 5 seconds. Until then, right? Until we have instant transmission, most men are not going to be passport bros. Most men in the West, most men in America will not be passport bros. With that, the ones of us, black men in specific, that do engage in passport bros, there's nothing wrong with engaging in that. And to be fair, even when the women try to tar men, black men, with the sex tourism accusation and allegation, if y'all remember correctly, I said, and if they are, what's the problem? Now, I saw y'all comments, and y'all are right. That's not something I was thinking of, is that the women are going to make it seem like the men are going overseas for underage play. Of course, the women are going to try to do that. And thank y'all for saying that because I did not factor that in. My apologies. I did not think about that because that's not what most men are going over there for. And when I say most, I don't mean 51% most. I mean 85% most, especially for black men. 90% most. 95% most. Ain't nobody trying to deal with no teenagers. I don't know what excuse me. I don't know what the white guys have going on for them. I don't know. But black men are not going overseas for lady boys and teenagers. Cut it out. With that, I am not endorsing sex tourism. We're all the way reckless with our language today on this stream, tonight on this stream. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. I'm not endorsing sex tourism. What I am saying is, and even if the men were engaging in that, what's the problem? If the men think the women are, if black men think the women are too expensive in America, what's the problem? If he says it's not worth it, what's the problem? If he don't like her attitude and he would rather have a compliant woman, they go out, they go get whatever food, they get a couple of drinks, and then he take her back to his place, his hotel, and handle some business. And the problem is, ladies, you said you decentered men. So what's the problem if a man says, I'm going on vacation for a couple weeks, I'm taking $5,000 to Thailand, Mrs. E. Ryman. I'm taking $5,000 to Thailand and I'm coming back with no money. I'm taking $10,000 to Thailand and I'm coming back with no money. And the problem is, I'm not advocating. That's not how Mr. Z would do it. But for the men, the black men who are, and the problem is, if the women insist on being little overweight, snarky, mean, rude, entitled, consumerist, materialistic assholes who view men as walking wallets and overglorified guard dogs that should be kissing their ass, if black women view black men as defective white men and black women simultaneously, then adult black men with resources don't owe black women being loyal to this idea of black family, black community, and black relationships. It's that simple. Mr. Z believes that black people owe other black people because of black elders. Black people have had a hard way to go over the past half millennia. I think we are obligated to each other, point blank. I think it's an obligation. But if the women say, fuck your obligation, then I think the men should move accordingly. In other words, I don't get a family and a compliant on my program woman, then you don't get a community. You better go figure it out with the white or Latino dudes or another woman, probably black woman. If I don't get a black woman on my program that's relatively fit, then she out here in the elements. And if that's at scale and 20 and 30 and 40% of women will never have children, then so be it. Or they will have children, but it'll be out of wedlock and no man in sight, so be it. And if the passport bros are contributing to that, because he's going to the Philippines, Laos, Cambodia, Brazil, Burkina Faso, Uganda, Niger, right? Zimbabwe, if he's going to find his wife in Colombia, in Peru, in Sudan, in South Sudan. I know we get on the Somalians recently, but in Somalia, in Morocco, talking about Ukraine, in Poland, in Kazakhstan, in Kazakhstan, not Kazakhstan. What the hell? Huh? And the problem is, to be frank, Otis, even if the women overseas weren't cheaper, if she on your program, then maybe it's worth it. If she's not going to divorce you in 5 years, then it's definitely worth it. Oops. Huh? Yeah. If you find a wife in Lesotho and she's on your program, but she costs more than American woman, huh? Shout out to Lenny Kravitz. And she costs more than American women, and the problem is, it's not simply that Western women, American women in specific, are more expensive. They're more expensive and more overweight and assholes and says wifely duties. What's that? Yeah, you definitely gonna have passport bros. It's gonna exist. It's not gonna be most. It's not gonna be all. It doesn't have to be. All it has to be is a critical mass. Fuck what black women talking about with that ego shit. For every black man that marries out, for every black man that dates out, definitely marries out, that's one less man for a black woman. I didn't say just black man. I said man. That's just how the math is mathing. And Otis, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And the Arena Revive says, Carol's, he's talking about David Carroll. Carol's second husband, oh no, I thought you was talking about David Carroll. Diane Carroll, okay. Carol's second husband died in a car crash, so I'll give her some grace. But point is well taken. They don't understand time. And that's what Claudia Jordan was saying. I thought I had more time. Huh? I thought I had more time. And there's a number of them. And Claudia Jordan had an honest moment right there. You know, a lot of women feel like that, but their ego can't let them say it. Their ego can't let them say, damn it, those men had a point. Damn it, my uncle had a point. My uncle told me when I was 34 years old, my uncle pulled me to the side and say, listen, I ain't trying to hurt your feelings, but hey, you know, I know you having fun, but all right. Huh? They're not even being honest that the women, the older women who might or might not have made the same mistake, pulled them to the side. Claudia, that was rare what Claudia Jordan did. Huh? Because most of them just end up sounding like Vivica A. Fox. Yeah, I'm looking for a good man, but you know, fuck what 50 Cent got to say. Yeah, whatever, lady, you fumbled that. Most of them end up sounding like Melissa Ford, old drunken auntie ass. So Claudia Jordan, that was a moment of honesty right there. Because most of them end up sounding like Melissa Ford and giving you a whole goddamn 2-3 hour long spiel about how all the men never loved her and nobody ever did, and then this one was sexist, and this one was colorist, and this one was misogynistic, and this one was broke, and this one thought he could run me with money, and this one, they end up sounding like Melissa Ford. Lisa Ray is a little different because she could hide behind the husband that didn't work out from the Caribbean. Because he cheated, so technically she got an out. She could always do the I would have stayed. There's a reason why I don't bring up Lisa Ray with that part of the conversation, because she got it out. Yeah, we know about Lisa Ray's resting bitch face. Everybody know about Lisa Ray's resting bitch face. We all done see the attitude. We seen it. But she technically has an out. She got it out. He did cheat on her. Huh? Telescope says, can't forget Tajikistan. Yeah, right. Cheryl said, not Azerbaijan. Trell and Telescope was like, well, if you're gonna talk about out there places, Z didn't mention all of them. Right. Exactly. Thank you. I got do I still got it? I think I still got it. Yep. And Lion says, and Lion just added an extra 5 minutes to the stream. Lion says, Bowser, that's exactly what those Manosphere ninjas be saying.
Because getting a man is not hard. Can we? Truly. Okay, no matter what happens with my relationship status, getting a man is not an accomplishment in 2023. And it also pisses me off. And this is why, like, Brittany is really fucking setting the free 30-something women the fuck back, okay? You're embarrassing us. Okay? And this is why I will always respect Amber Rose. Because to this day, Amber Rose is like, I'll take your fucking shit. I don't give a fuck. I do what I want to do. Sometimes it's a little cringy, but I'm going to stand on my shit. I'm going to own it. I love this. Whatever. She never switched up. Brittany's doing exactly. She's doing exactly what the Manosphere niggas talk about, okay? Which is, you have a bad experience with a wealthy, high-profile person. You have a baby. You get dragged through the mud. And then you realize you're in your early 30s. This is their narrative. Their narrative is then you have a baby, you get dragged through the mud, and then you realize, oh, the clock is ticking.
Yeah. So the reason why that matters, especially that's exactly what the Manosphere niggas be saying. It's a gender war for them, for real. Why that matters, and shout out to Lion for saying that. That goes back to what I was saying earlier. Their pride, their ego won't let them admit, damn, those men had a point. The men do have some sway in this conversation. If we can't budge them, if we can't make them change their appetite, we're fucked. The women don't want to admit that, wait for it, there is a limit to their autonomy. Ooh, you know what your limit is? You running into other people that are also, or that's also practicing their autonomy to the full-on extent. Huh? You're not actually fully free. You don't have all the autonomy in the world because you live on a planet with over 8 billion people, 8+ billion people. You live in a country with over 340 million people. Huh? That's what the Manosphere niggas be saying. You can't admit the truth, Brittany Renner. You can't admit the truth, Claudia Jordan. Huh? You can't admit that you tried to find a way around what the masses of men are saying, and you ran into the wall of, well, single. And as I said before, it's real convenient for Kim Foster to say that she's in a relationship. Bring your ass back out here, Kim Foster, and let's see how that works. But you better end up with a white man because it's a wrap. Thank you. And Lion says, half the population are men. You damn right, we get to say. And they run into that wall. Bow! Run right into that wall. As I was saying earlier, the technocrats can't break the men or force the men to change their appetite. You're going to run into this every single time. Huh? That's exactly what the manosphere niggas be saying. Kim Foster's in a relationship. Do you know how many women spend years and decades single because they trying to prove men like us wrong? Forget single. Okay, you know what? Fuck single. They're miserable. They get themselves in the worst financial situation. Going back to what I was telling y'all about with Cameron, you tried to prove Cameron wrong. You end up having to sell the building or whatever you had to close it down, I think she said. He told you from the beginning. And he's trying, you could tell Cameron's trying to tell her, I don't think you're dumb. I tell everybody you one of the biggest hustlers I know. You came from, the Bay Area to New York at 22, and you're doing better than most men I know from New York that were born and raised in New York. Cam is giving her all the props. And he's also telling her, I told you it wasn't gonna work. It was a bad investment, as he said. It was a bad investment. He tried to tell her something, and her little snarky ass either missed it or ignored it. She said something to him, and he said, oh no, he said, hey, he's trying to prove to her that she's a problem. He's like, and he's trying to prove to her that it's not him. He's like, hey, are you in a relationship right now? She was like, no. And he was like, exactly. And she turned around, are you in a relationship right now? No, but I'm not asking for somebody to provide and protect for me. Her response was, well, of course you're not. You're a man. That's not what you're supposed to be doing, or something like that. She said, okay, listen here. Okay, are you okay. Cameron's response to you, and the reason why he said, I'm not the one looking to be provided and protected for, he's telling you it's a difference. Cameron is telling you it's a difference. The reason why you're single is because you don't listen and you're looking to be subsidized. He's telling you the reason we didn't work out is because you don't listen and you're not even looking to be subsidized. Because if you messing with Cameron, yeah, he might have you pay certain things, or not even pay. You might be having your own hustle over there, but what is he gonna have you paying exactly? Huh? Your response to him was like, yeah, you're a man. I don't expect you to be looking for someone to provide and protect. He's telling you you're a burden. It's not simply the money. You don't listen. That was the whole conversation. Did you forget? You're in the conversation, not realizing what the conversation you having. Oh wait, that is the thing, Z. She's in the conversation, not realizing that she's with a man who's a well-known, world-renowned rapper. Cameron made it okay for Negroes to wear pink. Huh? Cameron had a pink Range Rover with a pink phone and the pink sweater, not even pink sweater, pink goddamn fur. You're talking to that guy. You were in a relationship with that guy. Mr. Computer's Pewing. That's who you're in a relationship with, ma'am. Or you were in a relationship with that you fumbled. Huh? Mr. Z about to goddamn go through all the Cameron stuff, right? You were in a relationship with Cameron, who introduced us to Jim Jones, ballin' Jim Jones. Huh? Jewels. Votto. All of that's Cameron. J.R. Ryder, some of these people had careers before Cameron, true indeed. But we know them for being attached to Cameron. J.R. Ryder, Freaky Zeke, all of them. You were with him and you couldn't listen? He's telling you it's not going to work. Not only did you defy him, you went back and asked him to borrow money. They get mad when he said yeah about that. Huh? And Leon says, Z, my conclusion is the social contract between women and men has always been unstable and broken and so-called renegotiated. Women were not allowed to get loans for 100 million years. They break contracts. Yeah, they definitely do break contracts. They definitely do break contracts. Huh? Well, yeah, no, this one definitely. And Lion says, in other words, hypergamous failure. Yeah, no, definitely with her. Definitely. And she still couldn't get it. Oh, that's frightening. Huh? That's crazy. That's, y'all notice, shout out to Cam. Cam, he deal with black women. Cameron is in New York. This man deal with brown paper bag or darker. Shout out to Juju. Y'all fumbling the Cameron bag. Jesus Christ. One of the most well-known rappers out of New York. Huh? One of the most unique rap flows in hip-hop history. Nice little notable run. Huh? At one point, it was G-Unit versus Dipset in New York. Somebody tells he lying. Those were the two groups mainly coming out of New York. The early aughts. You fumbled that bag because you couldn't listen and it costs money. Jesus Christ. Huh? That's crazy. So, tied all that together, we owe you nothing, ladies. Ladies, you owe the men nothing. The men hear you. We see you. We see your videos online. We see you talking crazy and snarky and rude and sassy. We see you.
Men are experiencing what it's like to be a woman, and they can't stand it. What do I mean by that? Let me explain. For decades, women have been judged on the way that they look, what they bring to the table, and how they can serve the man. Now that women have access to their own funds, their own housing, their own jobs, it is a different ballgame for these men, and they don't like it. We are finally asking, what do you bring to the table? Because I already have everything I need. Basically, we're judging them on their looks, their finances, and what they bring to the table. So we're flipping the script. And this has brought a resurgence in men whining and being like, I can't find anyone. Male loneliness epidemic. We're doing the same thing you've been doing to us since the beginning of time. You don't like it, do you? Whenever I hear a man, especially on this app, complaining how women are too hard, their standards are too high, that they're going to die alone, I just laugh because it's like, you guys have been doing that to us forever. And we are finally standing up and saying, what do you actually bring to the table? Because I know already I'm going to cook for you, I'm going to clean for you, I'm going to wipe your booty for you. Okay, so what are you going to do for me in return? If you're not upgrading my life, on to the next one. A woman has inherent value to a man. A man is more valuable objectively when there is a good-looking woman by his side, when there is a woman by his side of higher social stature than him. It's just a fact. Men will look at that man and immediately he holds more value. So women have come to the front and be like, I know what value I hold. It's inherent. What are you giving me? And these men don't like it. They don't like it at all. Keep doing it though.
How the fuck would you know how men look at other men? Not saying you're wrong, but how would you know? Number one. Number two, you talking about attractive. How many of y'all women are really like all that? This is where Kevin Samuels come in, rest in peace. Fit, feminine, and friendly. Fit. Average American woman, 5'4", 169 pounds. Well, that fit is right out the window. Oops. We don't even got to talk about friendly and feminine. Fit was the first word. Well, failed. And there you go. It's only three things: fit, feminine, and friendly. You could even get past the first one. I'm not talking about you in specific, madam. I'm talking about women in general in America. 5'4", 169 pounds, madam. You could kick rocks with the fit talk. So kick rocks with the attractive talk. Stop it. And that's for American women. Black American women in specific, oh, you could raise that 20 pounds. Huh? Oh, man. Ladies, you don't owe us anything. The men are responding to knowing that you owe them nothing. The men can decide to be passport bros. They can decide to put all of their energy into their career. They could decide to be minimalist. Just like you have choices and options, ladies, the men have choices and options. Mr. Z's not even necessarily advocating for any one of these choices and options. Much of them are antisocial. But what's wrong with being antisocial in an antisocial society? Ooh, goddamn. Wait a minute, Z, what you saying? I mean, if the society pretty much boils men down to nothing but laborers for the elites and for the women, that's pretty damn antisocial. Huh? You will own nothing and you will be happy? And the men said about that. Huh? The men said, yeah, about that. Women talking about their autonomy, and Klaus Schwab talking about you will own nothing, you will be happy. And the men said, okay, fine, watch this. Huh? So you'll have men, and shout out to all the ladies. Imagine this too. I'll end out in a minute. We have a society that tells the men, get your ducks in a row first, get your life together, make all this money, get all this status, be super fit, and then maybe you can deign to touch the garments of a woman. Huh? After all of that. And then those same women turn around and go to a speed dating event or matchmaking event and then ask you where's all the men. Those same women are living their lives, going out throughout their day, and then realizing, wait a minute, no man has complimented me. No man, I haven't caught any men looking at me. I haven't been complimented by any man. And wait a minute, what's going on? Well, you told the men they got to be damn near perfect to even stand next to you. What happens when the men actually do what y'all say? Are you okay? Oh, I get it. You're supposed to be having fun with the older men who are subsidizing you in your 20s. And then the men around your same age, 2, 3, 4 years older than you maybe, when they start making money in their mid-30s, for real, around their mid-30s, then you're supposed to hurry up, drag them, into marriage, hurry up and have your 2.3 kids. It's not even 2.3 kids anymore, but okay, fine. 2.3 kids, and then divorce them in 5 years if you're black, and with 8 to 10 years if you're white. Oh, that's y'all plan. So when you're 24 and 25 and 26 and 27, excuse me, you're dating the 33 and 35 and 36-year-olds, 37-year-olds, because they're the ones with some money and they're still fit enough. But by the time you're 29 and 30 years old, you hurry up and you jump in the lap, pun intended, you hurry up and jump in the lap of the 35, 34, 36-year-old who's just about to take off financially. Oh, ladies, oh, that's the play. Oh, Mr. Z, get it? Huh? That's the play. Okay, I get it. And Leon says, Z, last comment plus this. Black men, you need to conquer a nation. Black men, we have to, yeah, we have to delete. Oh, well, I already started talking crazy on the stream. We have to kill or take and may pass away. Oh yeah. B-dub replays. Get it? Done. Yeah. Black men fail. She says he was shit logic. Yeah. Let me see. What was that comment? You said read the previous comment. Oh yeah, she totally gets it. That is cap. Basically, if she profits, she will want to renegotiate the percent. If it fails, regardless, it was because he was not him. He wasn't him. The man. Yeah. This is women's behavior. Yeah. Women's behavior unchecked. Men still have a check on their behavior. Women have no check on their behavior. They got the autonomy they wanted, and it's killing them. They got the autonomy they wanted, even though really there's no such thing as really full autonomy. But okay, fine. They got the autonomy they wanted, and it's killing them, and they're unhappy. Well, when you look at that, huh? Well, that is hysterical, Vince. And Vince is, they're doing the pull-out method, but with their youth. Say that. Say that. That's genius. They're doing the pull-out method with their youth. Huh? Well, sounds good. And how's that working out for them exactly? Oh, wait. At the end, ending out. At the end, we owe the ladies nothing. The biggest trick the feminist ever played on other women was not telling them what their autonomy cost. The biggest trick they played on women. Shout out to all you elite women who claim to be feminists, but you've been married for 20 years to a rich white man. Shut the hell up. The patriarch of all patriarchs, but yet you anti-patriarchy. Shut the hell up. The biggest trick they played on the women was not telling them what their autonomy cost. It may cost you children. It may cost you children in wedlock. It may cost you a man in stability. It might cost you all of the above. It might cost you your sanity. It's definitely going to cost you money for them antidepressant pills. For those antidepressant pills, it's going to cost you that. Huh? It's going to cost you an extended family on his side. Connections, people to confide in. It's going to cost you all of that. Huh? Well, anyway, on that note, y'all, we'll pause right there. And yeah, I had to rant that. I thought this rant was only going to last about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. But of course, because Z is Z, we will pause right here, everyone. Shout out to MTR who inspired the rant. All this talk of dating fatigue, yawn. I still maintain the only people's opinion that matters are the single men, and no, ladies, you can't make nobody make those men that care about what they care about. You either get lucky with the blue pill simp, or you get comfortable being the sexual plaything for all of us. The men you desire, the men you don't desire, the white men, the black men, the Latino men, and women. Or you get comfortable with your rose toy. And shout out to Amanda Seals, your 5 cats and a dog. Ooh, and Telescope says, boundless options equal boundless unfulfillment. That's a word. Oh, that's a word. Vince is nagging and bitching fatigue, hysterical. All right, so, all right, y'all. I think I'm all ranted out. So, going forward for a little while, we once again on the monologues at least we're profanity free and a lot of sexual innuendo and all the other good stuff. And even that, I'm gonna slow up on that this year. So on that note, everyone, we'll pause right there. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content for the love of God. And Mr. Z out. All right, y'all.
You are now listening to Mr. Z Blackneffect.